It's a good time, like, cause what we got more fairy tale news and a bunch more. So if you guys are a fan of the Brigade Flames manga alongside with some fairy tale, I elaborated in the spoilers that we've actually got some good news involving that there is going to be a teaming up, a special like chapter that's going to be coming out, a cool like color art, and that's actually kind of awesome that we're going to have this really cool like crossover between both Brigade Flames and fairy tale. People don't know too much about Brigade Flames is that it's from the same creator as Soul Eater and Soul Eater Not. Now, I think a lot more people might know the guy from like Soul Eater than like Soul Eater Not. Because let's be honest, Soul Eater Not was... I'm going to read you out the article that actually talks about this and other series as well. Weekly Shonen Magazine has some big plans to kick off June. Next week's issue has Fairy Tale's Hiro Mashima and Atsushi Okubo's author of Soul Eater and the new Brigade of Flame teaming up for a special conversation and crossover color art. Additionally, the magazine is taking out significant announcement concerning Karu Katsuki's tennis manga Baby Steps, the winner of the 38th Kodansha Manga Award in the Best Shonen Manga category and source for 2014 and 2015's anime. Now that's actually awesome. I hadn't read Baby Steps, and I've like only watched like the first 7 or 8 episodes. I know it's a good show and all that. I'm looking forward to it. Although like even though like I enjoy Haikyu, which was like I originally thought volleyball, you know, it's like, I didn't care about that, like, or Kuroko, it's like, I really got into him. I don't know, there was just something I didn't dig too much about tennis. I never was a big tennis fan, even though it's like a big thing over here. And to talk about that, like, announcement as well for, like, what Baby Steps is going to be getting, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a 3rd season. Like, since they're really teasing this announcement, most of the time when it either comes to, like, series like this, whenever they have an announcement, it's either 3 things. A, either the manga's ending, which I don't think I've heard anyone talk about that's reaching some sort of, like, penultimate end anytime soon. They're going to do some stage play, or 3 is going to be some sort of anime project, regardless if it's an OVA or a new anime series. I think there's about like 30 odd, near 40 volumes of like Baby Steps out there right now, so they could have that. However though, this does talk a little bit more questions about the actual fairy tale and the Brigades of Flames crossover. Now this works well for both ways as it promotes both series, and I heard, you know, Brigade of Flames is doing pretty good right now. I don't think it's doing the crazy numbers that like fairy tale does or any of the other manga like Seven Deadly Sins, since like in that magazine there's only 2 series that do those sales out there, like out of all of them, and that's Fairy Tail and that's Seven Deadly Sins. Seven Deadly Sins I think being one of the bigger ones out there, whilst like Fairy Tail like was recently in the news as it actually nearly did like 250,000 in its first week. Now that isn't exactly like the craziest. I think it's like it just barely went over like the 200,000 mark, and like other series, like whenever you see like an Attack on Titan volume drops out, or you see like a Haikyu volume drop in, or One Piece, they normally do about 1 million in a week. But still, it's pretty goddamn impressive news, and I'm looking forward to it, even if it's just crossover art, or if it's some of the goofy little stuff that they did with the Seven Deadly Sins guy. I remember like both of them did like a little special little chapter where one person did the other series in their art style, so you had like the really weird art style of like Seven Deadly Sins and seeing all the characters in there, and then you get to see like Hiramashima's style of how he would portray like all the characters there. It was a nice thing to see after all this time. Like so I really do hope, like it just sounds like they're going to do some little, like they're going to have a little special conversation where they talk to each other and then just do a real cool art page. But I would really enjoy if they actually did like an actual manga special. Plus also as well, like since this is also coming from like the issue that's going to be coming out in Monday alongside a much of the other series, like we are going to be getting a 25 color spread of Fairy Tail, which, you know, that's goddamn awesome. all I'm picturing right now is like Shinra's having to put out a bunch of fires, which he keeps thinking of like the demons and stuff that they have in this world, and then like it's just Natsu dicking around like setting to fire on like some poor restaurant or something, and him and all like the other fire brigade like gonna have to go out there and sort this shit out while it's like just antics are happening. That's pretty much what I've got in mind for like what exactly a Fairy Tail crossover like will probably be with them. It's just be them yucking it up, and I know both are pretty ecchi series, so I think they would get their girls in some way in an ecchi situation. But it's cool. I'm really glad that Weekly Shonen magazines, like, they're giving a lot of love to their series. Like, I know, like, they're giving love to Fairy Tail, they're giving love to, like, Brigade of Flames, Baby Steps. I mean, I believe Yamada's in that magazine as well, so I wouldn't mind seeing, like, if they had some Yamada in the Seven Witches news. I really enjoyed that anime, so hey, maybe a 2nd season, perhaps? I do know Weekly Shonen magazine has a bunch of other series on there that they can also as well promote. Obviously, they've got Yuki Holder, which is like about 100 chapters in. They've got the Ippo manga. They've got Ace of Diamonds. They have got a bunch of series in there that obviously, like, they're pretty popular. As, like, great as it is that Fire Brigade of Flames and Fairy Tail are getting a crossover, and there's this Baby Steps announcement, I honestly would love some more love for some of these other series out there. I think Yuki Holder, it's already 100 chapters now. Normally, that's pretty much the time that people get, like, announced in anime, and I think Yuki Holder does mildly well in, like, the magazine. And obviously, like, Taizai's getting its 4-episode special and being, well, fucking Ippo. And everyone's probably heard of Ippo. Ippo's the legend in that magazine. They've got a bunch of stuff in there, so hopefully they might actually get some support from those series, but we'll have to wait and see. I'm looking forward to the actual chapter of Fairy Tail coming out, and you know what, I definitely need to read more series in the Weekly Shonen magazine. Like I need to get back on Taizai. I need to actually start watching more of the anime of Ippo. They got, Weekly Shonen magazine. I know a lot of people always just go, oh, Shonen Jump, Shonen Jump this, Shonen Jump that. There are other magazines that had some real good stuff in there. Like, I really enjoy Fairy Tail. I really enjoy, like, Nanase no Taizai, Hajime Ippo. I think everyone can agree Ippo is probably the best thing in that magazine. Personally, I haven't read 1,000 chapters of it though, but I know the quality of that stuff, alright? And plus you can't forget, like, obviously the quality of that, like, Ace of Diamonds, I hadn't caught up to that, but, they got a bunch of enjoyable stuff in there. So, there's a little food for thought. If anyone hasn't seen that, you got Yamada, you got Fairy Tail, you got Baby Steps, you got Yuki Holder, you got Hajime no Ippo, Taizai, like, you got a bunch of stuff in there. So, don't think it's just Shonen Jump that's dropping out some, some quality anime out there and some quality manga as well. So there you go. But you guys think in the comment section down below, what do you think about this crossover and a bunch of the stuff that's happening on, like, the Weekly Shonen magazine? But that's all me. Thank you much for watching as always, and I'll see you beautiful bastards next time.